The settlement of Avdiivka, which is sandwiched between the front lines of combat, has recently come to dominate discussions around the Ukrainian issue. All three sides are surrounded by Russian weaponry and infantry, which is strictly under Ukrainian control. The settlement has been under siege for the last 3 months since the Russians surrounded it, and it is currently impossible to recognize. These were formerly the tallest structures in the town, but today they are basically heaps of broken concrete that appear to hover atop small debris hills. The town's main high church has a cross above it that is double bent from an explosion and points accusingly at the Russian lines, which are pushing forward. Tanks and drones were used to inflict harm on the Ukrainian army throughout the 3 months of fierce battle between them. Even though both sides are suffering heavy casualties, the Russian attacks, which have hurled wave after wave of casualties at the well-entrenched Ukrainian high-spirit forces, are particularly badly hit. Mykolova, the head of a Ukrainian drone surveillance team stationed in the town, estimated that the enemy forces would rearm their weapons the next day. Even if we could use drones to kill 45-80 servicemen in a single day. He said that his pilots with the 110th Special Brigade had killed at least 1,400 Russians in the 18 months of warfare around the city. Still, they don't stop coming. The precise number of Ukrainian losses is unknown due to resource constraints, but the fight has turned into an attritional struggle between the resource-constrained but determined Ukrainians and seemingly random Russian attacks. Despite the ongoing violent situation near Avdiivka, Ukrainian forces are able to keep control of the situation. The Russians are known to frequently change their tactics. Several unique attacks may occur in a single day. Small infantry troops will charge if the initial assault by a convoy of men and machinery fails. They are always looking for weaknesses in the resistance movement in Ukraine. By October 2023, the Russians were attacking Avdiivka at a faster pace while also carrying out large-scale airstrikes on the city. Cereal exports from Kiev have peaked since Moscow's invasion began as a result of Ukraine's successful subjugation of the Russian Black Sea Navy. Ammunition warfare has been a feature of the conflict in Ukraine. NATO claims that the significant ammo deal it has finalized will allow it to supply Ukraine with vital supplies. NATO aims to strengthen Ukraine's dwindling arsenal in reaction to Russia's increasing hostile actions. The military alliance said on Tuesday that it had reached an agreement to pay 1.1 billion euros to Ukrainians for artillery ammunition. Ukraine's armament has been reduced as a result of the measure, which is a reaction to the increased hostilities between Russia and Ukraine that have happened since the end of the previous year. The recent stalling of frontline advances has led to a major escalation in artillery, missile, and drone exchanges between Russia and Ukraine. However, because Russia's armaments sector is far more expansive than Ukraine's, Kiev will have a difficult time getting the funding and weapon deliveries it needs from its Western allies to remain competitive with Moscow's arsenal. According to estimates from the European Union, Russia blasted around 19,000 shells per day into adjacent territory last summer, while Ukraine fired between 4,500 and 7,500 artillery projectiles each day. In recent weeks, Russia has concentrated on airstrikes against Ukraine's air defense systems, making use of its enormous stockpiles. 500 Russian drones and missiles were launched between December 29 and January 2, according to Kyiv officials. Ukraine and its allies are working hard to stay up. Kiev is reportedly planning to produce 1 million drones by 2024. Defense sector leaders in Europe predict a rise in output by year's end, even though the EU has not fulfilled its 2023 commitment to furnish 1 million artillery rounds